That wraps up today's conversation with Michael Webb from CleanCore Solutions. I love hearing how something as simple as water, oxygen, and electricity can disrupt traditional chemical heavy cleaning systems while saving businesses money and improving health outcomes. If you want to learn more about CleanCore's aqueous ozone technology or explore their commercial and residential products, be sure to check out the links in the show notes. As always, if this episode inspired you, share it with someone who's passionate about sustainability or innovation, and don't forget to leave us a review so that more change makers can find the show. This podcast was brought to you by Mountaintop Social Marketing, your growth partner for scaling climate solutions. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Welcome to Green Disruptors, Michael.
Hey, thank you for having me, Megan.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about ozone, but not in the way that people think. So, with that little teaser, tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll get into what you're doing.
So I'm Michael Webb. I'm a strategic partner for CleanCore Solutions. We're a sustainability company, really. We manufacture cleaning products in Omaha, Nebraska, and we ship them worldwide. What's unique about our cleaning products is going to be the solution that it produces. So a lot of people have heard of ozone like in the atmosphere, but less so as far as kind of cleaning. And so that is something that our machines all produce. You'll only need three things. You need water, oxygen from the air, and electricity. We have some patented technology that allows us to inject that ozone into the water, creating the ozone water or aqueous ozone solution itself.
Very cool. I mean, we all know that we love the smell of everything after a fresh rain. So it seems
Mhm.
like that's nature's way of cleaning. So has this technology been around for a long time, or is this, you said it's patented, so is it newer or?
So it was discovered in the late 1800s, and it's been used commercially since then, typically in the water treatment facility.
Yeah.
Um, People maybe have come across it in like a hotel. So if someone were in a room, like a non-smoking room, and smoked in it, the hotel is going to get an ozone generator because it deodorizes in addition to the cleaning aspects of it as well. So that's how it's generally been used for one reason, that it doesn't stay like effective for that long kind of in the gaseous form. So that's one thing that differentiates us with that patented technology that we have. So it essentially just injects it into very tiny bubbles called nano-bubbles, which are very, very small. And by doing so, it makes it effective for somewhere between about 4 to 8 hours or so. Good thing is, once it does start to lose its effectiveness, it goes back to simply water and oxygen. So there's going to be no chemical residue left behind on anything. You pour it down the drain, it's just going to simply clean your drain a little bit. So it's a pretty unique solution.
Yeah. I imagine that a lot of people are interested in a non-chemical solution, but what about people who maybe don't care? Like, is there a market for people who don't aren't really worried about the chemical impacts?
Yeah, so from like a business perspective, it also should save you money as well. So while yeah, if you're not really concerned about the chemicals, sure, it does do, or there's lots of research showing how harsh they are on
Right.
the respiratory system. There's cognitive, increased rates of cancers with these chemicals that you're using all the time. But even if a person isn't really concerned about that, I remember kind of when the world shut down during COVID and getting something was simply a problem. You don't have to
Yeah.
rely on anybody shipping it for you just because you're able to make it on site, on demand, whenever you need it. And that's one reason that it can be more cost effective as well, because whether you're making 1 gallon or 10 gallons of it, the only cost difference is going to be the little difference as far as water and the electricity. So
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys started by selling to more industrial type facilities, but is this something that's commercially available to like residential as well?
yeah, we do have a product that would be available for a residential, like just for regular households. There's the device that we call the Aqua Pro that my wife and I use on a daily basis. We just
Yeah.
keep it in the kitchen and it's out. We spray down vegetables with it, any of our fruits as well. Just it wipes away the pesticides and is going to kill any of the organic material that's on it, which ultimately makes it last longer.
Mm.
We had some chicken last night, sprayed down our sink with that. So it's a very dynamic solution.
I think that sounds like the perfect Christmas gift for my dad. He's like a germaphobe, but also really environmentally conscious. I'm like, this might be the one time I do a good job at getting him a gift. But
Yeah, no. I have my cleaning lady's actually here right now. She loves it. She was a little bit skeptical initially, which I think kind of everyone is. I'd never heard of aqueous ozone before being introduced to CleanCore, so it took me a little time to kind of figure out because I was like, really, all you need is water and oxygen and electricity, and it's making this very powerful cleaning solution. Um, so again, after doing some research, I was like, oh, okay, I fully understand why it works and why it's so effective.
I think we are used to like we want to see like lots of bubbles and smell that chemically bleachy smell to be convinced that something is clean. So I guess what's the different like is there a nice smell? It's just like what is that like?
Yeah, so there is a scent that's created with the ozone, and like you were mentioning earlier, after like a lightning storm, if you go outside, there's kind of a fresh scent. That's the ozone
Hmm.
that's been created in that lightning storm, and so yeah, when you're using it, you can get a little bit of that scent. Some people may be concerned as far as, well, like, is the off gases that's going to be harmful for you, and all of our testing has shown that it is safe. We've had testing done at numerous different locations to show how safe it is. But ozone at a certain level of concentration can be harmful, but just like anything, you drink too much water, it's going to be harmful to you.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, definitely a cool product, and the fact that it can be useful to so many different types of people. What does that look like from a business model? Like, is there a primary market you're going after right now, and where are you guys in terms of growth?
So we actually recently just signed our largest contract. We're not able to disclose who that was to, unfortunately,
Congrats.
but can be used in really any different industry. We're working with a lot of building service contractors, so they're
Mm,
typically the ones that will come in to do the cleaning at kind of a large facility because they're not going to be doing that
right.
themselves. So those building service contractors are one of our avenues. Working with pet training, doggy daycares is another great one because
Mm,
those are places that are kind of just
need
known to
constant
be kind
cleaning.
of, yes, definitely all the different animals, things that they do there. So that's another great avenue, and also something an area that they're concerned about because if you're using a toxic chemical, the dogs are then
Yeah.
laying on that surface, licking their paws. They're ultimately just going to be ingesting that, then which is harmful. Same thing with the child care centers as well.
Yeah.
Um, those are places that they need to keep very clean. But then again, the health issues related to just traditional chemical cleaners, you can pretty much get rid of most of those by switching over to the aqueous ozone solution. Sometimes you need something a little bit more in certain instances. So it's not that we can always or eliminate 100% of the chemicals in a facility, but if they can go from using 100% down to like 25 or 10%, we've made significant progress. Those are
Yeah.
a couple of the areas that I'm going kind of after myself. Any of the K through 12 colleges, stadiums, really any place that needs to be cleaned is a place that they could be using aqueous ozone.
Very cool. So what does your like outbound system look like? Are you doing cold calling? Do you guys have email campaigns? Like what does your day look like in terms of outreach?
Yeah, so there is some cold calls that we're doing. We do email campaigns. I've been trying to learn kind of how to use some of the AI to kind of
Yeah.
supplement things. Just you want to kind of identify the problems that different industries are facing, and so kind of doing kind of an initial search using some deep research, like it's a known problem in the pet care and then the child care center. So that's one reason that I thought those should be a focus. So you can generate kind of high level white papers.
Personalized. Yeah.
That's kind of
Hmm.
for that specific person in their industry, and that really helps kind of put a personalized touch. Because I'm sure you get lots of emails. And everyone thinks they can help it, with something. Um, but if they're sending the same generic message to 1,000 people, it doesn't really kind of connect as much. And so, if you can learn a little bit more about a person and their industry, that helps kind of gain a little bit of that trust early on, and then they may give you 5-10 minutes of their day to kind of hear what you have to offer. Um, Another way is simply just kind of showing up at places with some information as well. Um, it's more manual than some of the other ways, but and then sometimes they can just kind of put a face to kind of the information as well, and then do like a follow-up email or call when they may have a little bit more time.
Yeah. I mean, I love what you said about the email because I mean, we see that with the campaigns we run for ourselves and for our clients. Like, if you send something general, you might get like a 0.03 response rate. And having it more personalized, you can get up more to the 3 to 5% positive response, which is a huge increase in leads.
Yeah,
I think, I
absolutely.
mean, that's key anywhere, but especially email, because I think everyone can spot the AI if it's no good, you know?
Yeah, a lot of the messages just kind of look the same. Um, so yeah, I'll even consider being like, yes, I'm a real person in Omaha, Nebraska right now. So
Oh, yeah, and I think that's why content is still always going to be valuable because even if initial contact happens somewhere like cold email, people go and check out to make sure, excuse me, to make sure you're real. So,
yep, absolutely.
yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about the cost savings. So, like how much can people save? Like if you're spending, I don't know what's typical to spend like on a really large building per month.
There's there's kind of a lot of factors that kind of go into what the cost for savings. Typically, we say they're going to be able to save at least like 25%, but it's all going to depend on what they're actually implementing because we have a few different products. One,
Mm-hmm.
you're simply able to fill up like any kind of floor scrubbers, mop buckets, spray bottles that they have. Then we have another device called a power caddy, and it's considered a no-touch cleaning system. The most expensive part of cleaning is the labor. Those no-touch
Yeah.
cleaning systems reduce the cleaning time by at least 30%, and typically we see like even a little bit greater time savings because our product not only can it do the cleaning, it has disinfectant level kill properties, but then it deodorizes as well. And then the fact it's not being having any chemicals in it, there's no need to actually like rinse it when you're done as well, depending on what the situation is.
Right.
So all those things can kind of lead to those big cost savings. Just like say one, like if you're in a hotel, one day you have 90% of your rooms filled where you're going to be using a lot more of the cleaning products, and the next day it's 50%.
Right.
So there's going to be a big difference as far as the amount of chemicals that you're using in those instances. But with our products, again, there's really no difference between the 50 or the 5 gallons that you may need as far as the cost.
Yeah. So these are like you buy the product once and that's it. Like you don't have to keep buying stuff from you guys.
Yeah, so we do have a couple models as far as how a person can purchase the equipment. So we have a purchase model where they buy it, comes with a warranty.
Mm-hmm.
Some places are more comfortable with like recording it under like an operating expense because they're used to spending so much on chemicals every month. They're like, we kind of want something that looks similar to that model. So we have a service-based model as well where they get the product, there's a monthly fee for that, and then the device itself is always under warranty. So they kind of have that peace of mind as well. And then it's just less capital intensive when they're kind of just splitting that up over on a monthly basis versus that one capital expenditure.
Right. Kind of like when you used to sign up for Wi-Fi and the company just rents out the little box to you. I can't remember what it's called now because we have fiber now, so it's pretty great. But but yeah, that makes sense. So something that works for everybody. So with all that in mind, I mean, it's geez, like I want one first of all. But what's the challenge of the moment? Because you got a big market, you got a great product. What are some of the bottlenecks you're experiencing?
I think just people are skeptical. They think it's something that's not been really used for very long. They've never heard
Mm,
of the solution. So that's kind of one thing. It's like, okay, there's some education. There's some big buying groups for like hotels that they all kind of go one area for that. And so just kind of
mm.
getting into kind of some of those kind of buying groups is going to be helpful as well. I would say the biggest part is just kind of a lack of awareness of the cleaning
Yeah.
solution itself.
Yeah.
Just again, if you've never heard something and then you're told how great it is and how versatile it is, you probably raised a little bit of a red flag. So that's a large part of what we need to do as far as a company is just educating people on just how effective it is, how safe it is, the cost savings.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and having such a big target market as well can be challenging because, the further down you niche, maybe there's a really specific conference where you can go and meet all these people, but you have to prioritize like what events you attend and, who you're speaking to maybe get
Yeah,
traction in the
yeah.
right place at the right time.
There's definitely a lot of different conferences that you're able to attend, the big shows. And because the market is so kind of blue to us, you really do need to just kind of focus on a few industries because, again, while everybody could use it, like if you're trying to just cast this really wide net, you're probably not going to get very deep in it. So just by kind of targeting a few of the specific markets, that should help you kind of get down that road faster. And then kind of once you have that momentum built up, then you start to kind of look down another kind of avenue because, again, it can be used by pretty much every industry. I find it hard to think of one where it couldn't be actually used, which is
Yeah.
great.
Well, I mean, we make messes everywhere we go in every job and every place. So, and
Yes.
yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, that's smart though. That kind of goes with what we were talking about with email. So, it's like if you can get your messaging right for a few different industries and get the ball rolling, referrals will start coming in. Maybe you can get a consistent ad strategy going, and then you can start diving into different markets and, you know,
Yep.
it's the name of the game, I
100%.
guess. Yeah.
Yep. And then, yeah, that's just been like, okay, what industries, what areas are ones that already know they have kind of the problem? Again,
Mm.
childcare, the dog training facilities, places that the big building service contractors are always wanting to reduce costs for their clients and themselves. And so that's why we thought some of those areas were good ones to kind of start with initially.
Yeah. Well, I guess the follow-up question to that is like, how is that going? Like, how are those conversations going?
They're going pretty well. So, like I mentioned, we had our largest contract. We've been able to get
Oh,
some
yes.
of,
Yeah.
I think at least half of it has been rolled out at this point to their different facilities, and we'll be fulfilling the rest of the order this quarter. Did a proposal at a dog training facility in Omaha that went well. They're going to be starting a pilot here in the next few weeks
Nice.
or so. We're already in some of the child cares, and so yeah, we're just continuing to plow ahead.
Well, and it's that whole marketing concept of like getting from 0 to 1 is the hardest. So it's like once you've got some proof and other people are doing it and those first adopters have already taken those first steps, it just gets easier and easier. So,
Yeah, I remember. I think they were talking about the human genome problem,
mm,
and like once they got to like 1%, oh, he was a
of mapping the
futurist.
genome.
And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're halfway there, and you're like 1%, but like again, just when you're looking at it, it was like exponential. So the 1% became two, and then four, and then 16. Yeah, and but
Yeah.
yeah, getting kind of that big first push is more challenging, but then you can just build that momentum once you get some of those referrals, patient testimonial,
Case
or not
studies.
patient,
Yeah.
client testimonials. You're able to see some of the big locations that you're in. It's like, okay, this is not something that we need to like question if it works. It's just how do we really need to implement it?
Yeah. Just a matter of implementation and scale. Well, it's an exciting moment to be in. I didn't even ask you at the beginning, like, how old's the company?
So the company's been around for over 10 years.
I think
Um,
you did say that.
uh,
Sorry.
Local childhood friend of mine actually is the owner of Clayton Adams, and so he bought it a few years ago. And prior to that, they'd been mainly going through the distributors, but a little
Mm,
over a year ago, made a strategic change to start going to businesses directly. And we still kind of have a bit of a hybrid model because, again,
yeah.
like ultimately there's like a client, but like the building service contractors are the ones that are working with that. But we are certainly just expanding and going directly to businesses. And kind of down the road, we'll probably have a further push as far as some residential because, again, it is something that households should be using as well. Just like I said, I use it every single day of my life. Like I got a machine that produces it outside. I got the little handheld machine inside. So yeah, I've been loving it.
That's awesome. Okay, so if if people are interested either in making a business partnership with you guys or someone like me who literally does want to buy this for my dad, what's the website?
So it's going to be cleancoresol.com. You can go there. We're on different social medias, LinkedIn, CleanCore Solutions, if you just do a search for that. Or my email address is mwebb@cleancoresol.com. So feel free to reach out to me in any one of those channels.
Awesome. Well, I think we covered it all today. It was fun to have you on. Really great to hear about a solution that, I mean, we think about the big things like, the energy is a big topic of conversation right now with data centers and everything. Anything we can do to make our operations cleaner and more sustainable. It's like we can attack this from many angles. So thanks for what you guys are doing.
Yeah, it's really great. Again, you just want to be, again, the sustainable part's excellent, but I think a lot of times people are like, oh, is it as effective if it's sustainable? And that's where our products are even more effective than their traditional products. So it just touches a lot of points.
Greener, more effective.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can't argue with that.
Not
at least
at
if
all.
you are, rethink it.
Exactly.
All right.
Well,
thanks again for joining us, Michael. Yeah,
yes,
my pleasure. Okay. Welcome back to Green Disruptors, Scaling the Future, the show where we highlight the innovators reshaping the future of sustainability in business. I'm your host, Megan Kjar. Today, we're diving into a surprising solution that's redefining how we clean our homes, workspaces, and large-scale facilities without any harsh chemicals. I'm joined by Michael K. Webb, strategic partner at CleanCore Solutions, a sustainability-focused company manufacturing ozone-based cleaning systems out of Omaha, Nebraska. Their patented technology uses just water, oxygen, and electricity to create a powerful, safe, and very cost-effective cleaning alternative that works across industries, from childcare centers to hotels, pet care facilities, and even residential kitchens. If you've ever wondered whether a non-toxic cleaner could actually outperform traditional cleaners, this episode might change the way you think about clean.